Hi everyone! Today I'll give you very important information about present tenses. So let's get started. When do we use present simple? Firstly, we use it when we speak about permanent situations. For example, I work as a teacher. I always work as a teacher. I'm not going to change my profession, and that's why it's present simple. Then we use present simple when we give information about laws of nature or general truth. For example, water freezes at 0 degrees, or you can't buy happiness with money. Something like this that is generally accepted. Then we use present simple for reviews or sport comments because it takes time if you use present continuous when you comment something. That's why it's easier to use it in present simple. There is logic in it. Then the fourth point, we use present simple for timetables. For example, in the Russian language we use future, but in the English language we use present simple for timetables. For example, the plane arrives at 7 p.m. or the plane leaves at, say, 9 a.m. Something like this. Moreover, we use this tense in exclamatory sentences. For example, here comes the bride, and other examples. For example, what good weather. We use present continuous, the next tense, when we speak about temporary actions. For example, she is working at the hotel. She will soon change this profession, but she is working at the hotel only this week. Or I'm reading this book only this week. Next week I'm going to read another book. We use present continuous for changing and developing situations. For example, my English is getting better and better. That's a changing process. Then the third point, we use present continuous for frequently repeated actions with the word always. And we want to express anger. For example, you're always interrupting me. And the speaker is very angry, is irritated. And don't forget to use always in this meaning. If you don't say always, that doesn't work. Next, actions happening at or around the moment of speaking. For example, the baby is sleeping now. I'm making a video now. Some actions which are happening now at this moment. And the last one, fixed arrangements for the future. When we have already arranged the meeting, we can say, I'm meeting with my friend today at 9 o'clock. That means like 100%. You are 100% sure that this will happen. Next tense, present perfect. So this is a bit more difficult as some students think that this is more difficult, but in fact that isn't. And I'll give you some meanings. When do we use present perfect? The first meaning is recently completed actions which have results, and these results are visible in the present. So it should be very important for the present tense. We usually give our news in present perfect. For example, one person asks you, what's new? And I can say, I've read an interesting book. That's a finished action. Of course, that happened in past, but it's connected with present. I have read it, maybe I have finished reading it a day ago, but I don't say it. If I say a year ago, a day ago, an hour ago, if I use the word ago, that would be past simple. For example, I read a book yesterday, but I read a book. That's all. I don't say yesterday, that's why it's present perfect. For example, he has cut the grass. it's finished and we can see the result. We can see the garden without grass. Next one. Actions that started in the past and continues till present with, it's very important, with such verbs as like, know, have, be, and some other words, because we don't use these words in present continuous. I can't say I'm liking it. No. It's always in simple. I like it, or present perfect. I have always liked, for example, comedies. I have always liked detective books, and so on. Then the next meaning, and another example about Mr. Jones has been a secretary for 10 years. So we use be in present perfect, despite we have the accent on duration. If the accent is on duration, it's present perfect continuous, but we don't use present perfect continuous with like, be, know, and some other words. That's why we use it in present perfect simple. Experiences. For example, she has tried windsurfing. Or have you ever swum with dolphins? We don't know if a person did it or not, and that's why we use present perfect simple. Next meaning, actions which happened with a specific time period which is not over at the time of speaking. With such expressions as such, with this morning, this evening, this week, and so on. If we put it simply, we have the accent on result, the emphasis on number, and we use such words as this week. If you look at the sentence and there will be this week, so maybe two variants. Present continuous, something temporary. I'm reading Harry Potter this week. Next week I'm not going to read it. Or it can be present perfect if it's a finished action. For example, I have read 3 novels this week. The emphasis is on number. It's connected with present. And this week. We have the phrase this week, this month, and so on. And the last tense, present perfect continuous. We use this tense when we speak about when there is the accent, the emphasis on duration, on the length of the action. For example, he has been washing his bike for 2 hours. We have for 2 hours. That means that the accent is on duration. If you see for 4 years, for 5 hours, and so on, it means that the accent, the emphasis is on duration. Next, for past actions of certain duration having visible results or effect in the present. For example, he has been fighting, and that's why he has a black eye. We meet our friend, and we can see that he has a black eye. It means somebody hit him. And we can guess that he didn't do it himself, right? So it means that he had been fighting. It was in the past, it's finished. Yeah, it's finished. But we use present perfect continuous because we can see, we can guess what happened before. Then, to express anger, irritation, annoyance. For example, somebody has been using my laptop. We are very angry and we speak about somebody who did something in the past. But that's not only the result, like in present perfect simple. We want to express anger, that's why it's continuous, to distinguish it from present perfect simple. And the last one, we use present perfect continuous with such words as for, since, how long, and so on, if we want to make an emphasis on duration. For example, I've been reading this book for 5 months, say. So that's all for today. I hope this lesson was very useful for you. Leave comments and see you. Bye.